Today we're walking around Leith Hill and we've come to the Windy Gap car park on Abinger Road, which is a free car park and very close to the tower. So we're going to follow the guidelines a quarter of a mile down to the steep steps and then follow the Woodland Trail around Leith Hill. There's also a Heathland Trail, also starting and finishing at the tower. So there's options for walks, and also on the Woodland Trail there is a loop called the Everley Loop. The steps, as you can see, are very steep, so just be warned in advance, it's not an easy trail. The Woodland Trail, we're following the orange markers which turn us off to the right here. I'm halfway up the climb at this stage, and luckily there's a seat so I can take in the valley below. There's still some distance to go, as Leith Hill is one of the highest points in this area, some 300 meters above sea level. Leith Hill is an 835-acre site southwest of Dorking. It was donated to the National Trust in 1922, along with the 18th century Gothic Tower, which had fallen into ruin. The original 20-metre high tower was left in its dilapidated state until 1984, when it was restored with its splendid views. When you get to the tower, you'll find there's a small coffee bar, and I'm also told there are 3 terrace telescopes at the top of the tower, from which on a fine day you could see as far as the south coast and the English Channel. Once you get to the summit, you'll find there's a coffee bar for refreshment with ice creams, all sorts of tarts, cakes and drinks. From the tower we have the option to take the Heathland Trail, which is 1.75 miles. But today we're going to go in the opposite direction and take the Woodland Trail. This will take us to the Rhododendron wood, which is in full flower this time of year, early May, and also to Leith Hill Place. From the tower we head west along the Greensand Way, which is a long distance walking route from Hazelmere in Surrey to Ham Street in Kent. It follows the Greensand Ridge along the Surrey Hills and crosses Leith Hill. And when we come to a fork in the road, we turn to the left and start to descend. And as we descend to Abinger Road, there's just the sound of birds chirping in the background. And even though it's an overcast day, it's still a lovely walk through the trees and the woodland. And at the bottom of the hill we head straight across for 10 meters or so, and then the sign points us to the right. And very shortly we get to the Rhododendron wood and the car park. We just walk to the back of the car park at this point. It's now the beginning of May. The bluebells are out, the azaleas are out, and the rhododendrons are out. What a plethora of colours we have today. It's absolutely splendid, beautiful. Just keep following the signs and going straight. There are lots of paths leading off to the left and to the right, but we're keeping to the marked trail. And as we come further into the wood, there are still carpets of bluebells to be seen. And as we come out of the woodland and come across the farmland, we get to Leith Hill Place, which is on our left. But in front of Leith Hill Place are more delightful views of the countryside. And as we come across the farmland, Leith Hill Place is on our left. It's a 17th century house created by General John Folliot and has been owned by the Wedgwood family and composer Robert Vaughan William, who gave it to the National Trust in 1944. And at the roadway after Leith Hill Place, we turn left, we mount the roadway no more than 30 yards, and then we turn off to the right. And on the right, as we've climbed the roadway, you will see the National Trust Leith Hill Place sign, which we now follow. The path is now leading us to Leith Hill Place Wood. And as we come down the hill, we've passed a huge walled garden on our left. And then we hear the trickling sound of water, and over to our right is a hidden pond. And it's here that the river Tillingbourne commences its journey down to the Wey, onto the Thames and out into the North Sea. And as we come out of the wood, there's an option to take the Etherley Loop, which adds an additional 45 minutes to the walk. We, however, are going to continue to follow the Woodland Trail. And as you can see, the path towards the Windy Gap car park starts to climb again quite steeply, but it's been worth it because we've just passed through land with more and more carpets of bluebells. There's not another soul around, just the birds chirping. Having got back to the car park, we can see clearly that there are over 5 miles of trails that can be taken and all interlink with each other. The maps that you will need are in each of the car parks, or alternatively they can be downloaded from the National Trust website by going to the Leith Hill page and looking for the downloadable PDF. Okay, we hope to see you soon here. It's absolutely gorgeous, especially in early May, as I mentioned earlier, with the rhododendron wood.